Third time the First Ministers have been able to get together since Mark Carney became Prime Minister, won the election. I'm wondering concretely, on an economic front, what has been achieved by these meetings? The challenge economically for many Canadians is immediate. What has been achieved with these meetings?
First off, isn't it great? Like these are such important relationships for Canadians, and we're all kind of binding together and spending time together to really understand the sensitivities that we have in our own areas, but also the as I talked about the opportunities. So I think for the Prime Minister and his team, the passage of Bill C-5 is significant. For myself and other premiers, we're doing what we can in terms of the interprovincial trade barriers. So there's a lot of concrete action in just those two things, but the spill down from those two things is very significant. But the major projects, the nation building projects, however you want to term it, there's a lot of them. Certainly in Nova Scotia, I'm passionate about our wind opportunity, and I think I'm actually seeing that move at a significant pace. There's lots of I's to dot and T's to cross and technical analysis to happen. But the very first step is to have agreement that there's something there. And getting that agreement, that's something that might have taken years before, but because of the relationships that are being built, we can see where everyone stands much sooner in the process. So I think Canadians should feel proud of the way that the governments are working together, and I think Canadians should feel incredibly optimistic that their elected officials realize the need for urgency and feel that urgency. It's still government in many ways, but I will say that urgency is felt, and I'm personally, as a Canadian, incredibly optimistic about the future of this country right now.
Do you have any idea when a deal or deals and projects might actually be chosen, highlighted, and moved forward with?
Yeah, I think initially we talked about give them some things to assess over the summer. That certainly happened. There's lots of potential projects and good ones, and I think everybody is in some respects waiting for the major projects office to open. That will be open, we understand, maybe by Labor Day, and there'll be capacity in there to really do analysis on them. So I think for me personally, I have in my mind that over the fall, maybe early fall, would have some good clarity on the early wins that the governments would see for our country. So it's all happening.
Mickey here with Politico. Following today's update from the Prime Minister, how realistic is it that we will get a deal by August 1st?
I haven't been focused on the date. I think sometimes, and there was some discussion at the table today from others as well, who kind of share that the idea is get the best deal. And I would be worried that if we constrain ourselves that we have to get a deal by a certain date, that we maybe have to maybe do some things or give up some things or give up some leverage that we might not otherwise have to if we just focus on getting the best deal. So I think it's just really important that we get the best deal for Canadians, and I'm personally not focused on the date.
And what else can the federal government be doing that they aren't?
As I said, I have great confidence in, certainly Minister LeBlanc is all in on this. A number of his cabinet colleagues are, but just the abilities of the Prime Minister are something that I'm confident in.
Hi, Premier Houston. Olivia Spanovich, CBC News. What does the best deal look like to you? Does it involve no tariffs? Do we have to give up something else?
Well, I mean, obviously, no tariffs is great, but we're not in that world right now. You look at what the president is doing, what he's pushing forward as his agenda. So we just have to be open-minded about what that might look like. But again, there's many moving parts to that. I think the CUSMA carve-out, the CUSMA, is really important to our country. So keeping that intact is really, really important, and the rest will all kind of fall into place.
And how much longer should we wait until we see more retaliation? How much longer are you going to give the Americans?
Well, it's not just me that makes that decision, but I think, look, we have to be conscious of the impact on retaliation on our own economy, because there is one as well. So it's finding that balance about, making sure that the president understands we're an important customer of the United States. We are. And we're good friends and longstanding allies, but also that we can't just be pushed around either. So there's finding that balance between pushing back a little bit, but never losing sight of what the ultimate goal is, and that's the best possible deal under the circumstances that we face. We didn't initiate this as a country. We didn't start this. We're just having to deal with what's in front of us, and I'm actually proud of the way that it's being dealt with.
Hi, Premier. Hi, Colin DeMello from Global News. There are going to be a lot of competing projects, a lot of competing interests in front of the federal government. Did you get any clarity today in terms of how they're going to prioritize all the competing projects from the provinces?
It wasn't like everyone has the best project. I know WinWest is the best project in the energy like that, but others feel that theirs is the best. So, but I mean, this will be the major projects office will be looking at impact on national GDP. We'll be looking at the best bang for the buck for the country. So I know they'll have their criteria there that they'll assess it, and it'll be up to us as the advocates for these projects to make our case. So I know that I have some work to do and to build out my business case, and others do as well. But I think as a country, we should feel good about the opportunity that is before us, because it is very significant.
One of the things that Premier Ford had mentioned was if the 35% tariffs go into effect on August 1st, that there should be dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs.
All right, so we're listening to Tim